Hey there in YouTube land, and today we're going to do something kind of different. Well, not really different, but something kind of unique. Since I've done all my movies out and put them in sections and stuff like that, I thought we're going to take a really long video today and we're going to look at all my horror. So we're going to look at all my horror DVDs, probably my Blu-rays. Not sure if I'm doing my Scream Factory now, but let's start, see where it goes. I'm waiting for Doctor Who to come on. It comes on 9:30 here. It's only about 7:30 right now, so who knows? Maybe this video will take about half an hour or so. First up is Roger Corman's Frankenstein Unbound. I love this movie, one of my favorites. It's what Roger Corman shows what he can do with a little bit of a budget and the right cast. The guy's a superstar director, and he should be making a lot more movies like this. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I lucked out and spent a long time looking for a actual widescreen copy of this. If you're a collector of horror, then you probably know that there's a lot of full screen copies going around, but for a long time it was really hard to find a widescreen. Unfortunately, I had to get a flipper disc. Now, speaking as in a collector terms, Terror of Frankenstein apparently is one that's not the easiest to come by. And I think it's like Norwegian or Swedish. I think Lola's Basement would probably know this one. So, it's supposed to be a good film, though, really kind of close to the source material. The Mummy, Hammer, I love Hammer stuff. Just a great film. 30 Days a Night. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a fun movie, a great concept. Short-lived series based on actually a role-playing book that is Kindred the Embraced. I'm not sure if you can see it well here because I'm getting really good light right now. Next up is From Dusk to Dawn, but you know me, I had to have the Dimension Collector Series Edition because Full Tilt Boogie is on this, and that's a fantastic documentary. If you own From Dusk to Dawn, you have to own the documentary. Dracula 2000. Actually, I had fun with this. I love the origin for Dracula. That's the biggest thing for me. I like who he turns out to be. It's kind of cool. This is one I've never seen. I met the actor that played the lead role in this one here, and it's Terror of Dracula. If you guys saw it, maybe you can let me know if it's any good. The cover is awesome, very hammerish looking. He was not the tallest of actors, but you know that doesn't mean he couldn't play a good Dracula. So I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. Interview with the Vampire is one that I actually really didn't enjoy when I first saw it, but I find it more watchable now than I did back then. I have the complete series of this, but I could not get rid of this here one, Dark Shadows, The Haunting of Collinwood. Just enjoy that. The next two up are a complete series for the TV show, Dracula. It's a fun kid show done here in Canada that is really hard to find now, actually. Put on a Echo Bridge and Platinum label. So I guess Echo Bridge took it over after, or Platinum became Echo Bridge. I'm not sure how that works. Next up is Dracula AD 72. Yeah, it's a rarity to find the actual disc on its own. Usually this is like with a pack with a bunch of others. Speaking of that, Curse of Frankenstein and Taste the Blood of Dracula. Great films. I got this one in Marrakesh at, not sure where it was again now, at the mall. And that's Scars of Dracula. Love this movie. That's John Pertwee. This is the Dracula that I got to see in theater because it was my era. And a lot of people like rag on it. But I have a soft spot for this movie. And it's Frank Langella's Dracula. I love the ending of this film. On the boat. Incredible stuff. But my favorite one, the one I grew up watching when I was a kid, was not Bela Lugosi all the time, but it was Louis Jourdan. It was a BBC version of Dracula that's actually extremely well done. Great acting. I like the negative things done. Some people don't like that, but I really like it. And of course, if you're going to have a lot of vampire-ish films in a row, you've got to have the original Kino's Nosferatu. This is the 2-disc edition. It has a 52-minute documentary, The Language of Shadow, and some excerpts from other movies that F.W. Murnau did. So we're going to get to the next shelf because we're going to do these a shelf at a time. So look at the background. Will I put these in as cautiously as I can? I probably should have taken them all out at once and just did it like that. But I don't roll that way. Not tonight anyway. I just want to do something different. Meanwhile, my better half is watching with the closed captioning on an episode of Criminal Minds because we haven't watched 6 other episodes of Criminal Minds today, almost in a row. I've got the uncut special edition of Edition. I got this one recently, guys. Love this film. I have the 30th anniversary of Jaws. I got to upgrade this to Blu-ray, though I still will keep this edition. It's got a cool little book with it and stuff. From Legend Films, I got Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee in the movie The Skull. A really cool cover. Fun little film. Freddie Francis of Hammer Films directed this one. Pronunciation again? I always go to her for my French pronunciation. Temps mort, which means?
Dead time.
Dead time. It's actually a kind of a web series. It comes on one of their channels, To TV, TOU TV. So I might want to check this out online. I got it. This is actually the first and second season of the series. I got it from them themselves. And second season was actually only put in like that. First season was put in like that. I was looking for this one for a long time. I could only ever find it in French when I was in Morocco. So I was at the store that has since closed down. And it had like it's a Wes Craven film from TV. Had like a Linda Blair, Fran Drescher in it and stuff like that. Early one called Summer of Fear. It was actually a book by Louise Duncan, which I read. Or Lois Duncan, which I read when I was a kid. So I'd be interested in seeing this. I can't remember if I've seen it or not. Favorite of my better halves? Prana 2, The Spawning. She just loves this. And she is, after all, a marine biologist, so this is her TV favorite. 4-pack of movies that I saw, I think almost every one of them in the theater. Body Snatchers, Wolfen, Coma, and Bad Moon. Bad Moon I saw in theater with my dad. Next up is a movie, when I was talking to Tom Savini, this is a movie that he wanted to remake really badly, and he's got a great script for it, apparently. That is the movie Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. He wants to do like a serious badass version of that with lots of great special effects. So he's still working on that. Hope he gets the rights to it. He's got a script for that, and he has a really great script for Most Dangerous Game. So fingers crossed Tom Savini will get one of those done in the near future. Next up is the original Salem's Lot. And yes, this is the miniseries, not the movie-ish version. This is the actual full miniseries that I watched when I was a kid and hid behind the couch during certain sequences, especially when they're scraping on the window. That freaked me right out. If you love cats, you gotta love Cat's Eye. An anthology film with a lot of humor and a heroic cat. Obviously not one of my cats. No, you guys are heroes. Firestarter 2 movie collection. Love the movie Firestarters. Again, saw this one in theater. The sequel, it is what it is. You know, it's a movie. And it's got Dennis Hopper and Malcolm McDowell, so it can't be all bad. Now, The Shining. I have both versions. I have the amazing Kubrick version that is a crappy version of the book, but an amazing film on its own. And the amazingly well-adapted television version that has Steven Weber, who does a better job than Jack Nicholson in the role of Jack Torrance. That may sound like sacrilege, but read the book. He does a better job of the character. It doesn't mean he's a better actor than Jack Nicholson. So, we have a lot to go through here, guys. So when I go for my... when I go to get movies, just think like, oh, that's the time to get a sandwich. Imagine you're watching like a wrestling pay-per-view. At least you know when it's sandwich time. Because I'm so not cutting this damn thing. Omen. This is the only Omen box set to get. The Blu-ray box set is junk. It does not include the fourth Omen film, and it's really crappily made. This is one time when you don't upgrade the Blu-ray. The Beast Collection has some hilarious Sasquatch and Yeti films. Plus, it has the Giant Majin films on there as well. I think there's one missing. Grabbed those for cheap at a dollar store. Phantom of the Opera and Hunchback of Notre Dame. Don't know what the quality's like, but they both included posters of the original films, which was really cool. In tin format, I grabbed Dark Moon Thriller Collection, which is actually pretty damn good. Where for Washington, Moon the Wolf, a lot of cheapies on here. Fantasy Living Dead with Nita Eckbert, I really wanted. Zombie Hell House, which is yet another version of House by the Cemetery, which I own, I don't know how many times. White Zombie and Revolt with Zombies. I have more House by the Cemeteries to get yet. The Howling trilogy, and it came in this like 10, love it. It's really not a trilogy. It's actually 3 Howling films, just put out by the same company. It's got a great tint to it, and it has the Marsupials, which is part 3, which is really bad. It has Rebirth, which is actually really good, but has very little werewolf in it because the costume got lost along the way. And that's Freaks, which I found really fun, vampires versus werewolves type film. Next up is Vampire, the Undead Collection, and or Undead the Vampire Collection. Again, it's a bunch of different stuff. Vampires Night Orgy, which is werewolf versus vampire women, just a bunch of stuff I really want to throw on every once in a while. Next up is the Canadian edition of Dead Snow, or Dead Snow, as it's written right here. Managed to grab this one. Love the movie Scalps, and this is the 20th Anniversary Deluxe Edition, so I could not refuse this one. I love this film. Next up is a favorite of mine, Candyman. I cannot wait till, I think it's next year, when the Blu-ray comes out for Candyman 2 from Scream Factory. And last but not least on that shelf is the triple feature, just Psycho 2, 3, and 4 in their original aspect ratios, which is the real reason that I wanted this one, that and I love Psycho 4. Of course, there's another Psycho set coming out now, which has Psycho 2, 3, 4, and Bates Motel, so it's going to be really cheap, and you know what, I'm going to upgrade it and keep this one as well, just to make sure the aspect ratio is right, and just because I like the way it looks of this. I'm a big fan of the Psycho sequels. I actually like the sequels better than the original film. I know, again, sacrilege, but that's me. Tonight we're waiting for Capaldi's Doctor Who, and excitedly waiting because, after all, this is Capaldi, and I love his work, and I love Doctor Who. So, hopefully, many people that have watched my videos here are actually watching Doctor Who tonight. It is the start of a new, more darker version of the Doctor that I find interesting to check out. If you're a fan of the old school Doctor Who, the Hinchcliffe Holmes era, this would be a good time to start watching Doctor Who again. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you're a fan of horror, this would be the time to start watching Doctor Who right now. Okay, now some stuff I got just because I thought it was cheap. It was kind of newish. I like the cover. I like the Howling films. No, this is not a good film at all. I will never sell it because I love the slipcover, and I got it for, well, basically free. Howling Reborn. It has such a great slipcover. And I want all the Howling films, so good or bad, they're going to be in my collection. Next up is Rec 2. Got this, of course, at Blockbuster. It's open for $1. The sequel to, and I really like this one, actually, Last House on the Left. Is the ending really cheesy with the microwave? Yes, it is. Do I like that cheesy microwave scene? Yes, I do. The remake of a classic of mine, Sorority Row. And you know what? This is fun on its own. Is it Sorority Row the original? No, it's not. Not even close, but it's a fun little thing. Remake of Funny Games done by the director, and actually, you know what? It's a good remake. Tim Roth does a good job in this. People say the original is better, blah, blah. Yeah, probably, but you know what? That's okay. Soska Sisters. I love the Soska Sisters. I was completely in love with Catherine Elizabeth. That's one of my biggest crushes from horror, by the way. There's this gorgeous blood-soaked girl right here who was in Ginger Snaps. Ginger Snaps being one of my favorite werewolf movies of all time, and one of the ones that I'm going to be definitely picking up down the road from Scream Factory. I was actually out tonight into the store seeing if he had Ginger Snaps worth that warning, but I think they said that they can't get it here in Canada, so I'm going to have to order it from away. This is one I picked up in Morocco. Actually, yeah, this one was in Morocco. In Marrakesh. It's a really cool slip cover with Eden Lake. I really didn't like this movie when I first saw it. It was really disturbing. And the disturbing part is what made me end up loving this. And of course, I didn't know the actors at the time. Michael Fassbender, of course, became famous for roles like Magneto afterwards. But this is one of the most disturbing, dark movies I've ever seen in my life, and the ending just chills me. I picked up this one. I think this might have been a Canadian exclusive. It's got Maple on it. It was the Saw trilogy back in when it was a trilogy. I really like the cover on this one. I actually am a fan of the style films. I think they're fun. I don't think they're they're going to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. But people tend to just like to hate on the style movie just for hating. You know what? It's a fun little thing, and you know what? For a while, it made it fun around Halloween time to go to the theater and watch. Next up is a really bad movie, but again, I love the cover and I want all of these. Final Destination. This is the 3D one. A really bad 3D, by the way. The reason behind it, the NASCAR thing, man, it was bad. One of my favorite movies of in the modern era for the slashers is this one here, Cold Prey 2. And I can't believe I'm calling it Cold Prey 2. But anyway, Wilt is the original title. And that's the title that I saw it under first. But this is was put out by Shout Factory. No features, unfortunately. I would like to see this get a Blu-ray release with the other two Coldplay films. Unfortunately, the only other place I saw Coldplay 3 at was in Morocco, and it's only in French. Hostel 3, I picked this one up for 50 cents. I haven't watched it. I'm a fan of Scott Spiegel's works, but I really hate Hostel movies. This is a really funny film. I don't know, but it's still kind of horror. And it's Satan's Little Helper by Jeff Lieberman. Jeff Lieberman, of course, did movies like Squirm and stuff like that early on. But he's always had that really cool sense of humor to him. And it really comes through here. Amanda Palmer's good in this one as well. As a cute girl, I mean, a freaky little mask. It's just a fun little movie. Amusement is a recent anthology that really creeped me out. Cool cover, huh? This cover means something. And when you know what this cover means, it is freaking terrifying. Never babysit in a house that's filled with dolls. This one came from a good friend of mine, and Film Gang Junkies, Wasting Away. I think it was called Zombies here. Wasting Away is a much better title. This is a really unique zombie film. I love the way this one was done. I had no idea what this was about. I probably would never have picked it up on my own, but I'm really proud to have this in my collection. Another anthology horror, but it's really different. The cover on this one is freaking amazing. The movie is unique. Chillerama. Love the cover. Watched the film a couple times. The whole comical, was it, monster movie, gay musical sequence was very different. I love slipcovers. I love sequels, especially like sequels of movies like really did need a sequel, stuff like that. So Lake Placid 2. John Schneider's in this, who I like from Dukes of Hazzard. Cloris Leachman, of course, she does the Betty White type role. This has a really nice slip. I love slips. I'm just a really big slipcover guy. Which comes to this. Wrong Turn 2. And no, I did not pay $23. I paid like $5 for this one, but it still has a sticker on it right there. It was actually unopened. And the original Wrong Turn. What is taking me so long to get these movies? I want them with these slipcovers. There are ones out there without slipcovers, and I haven't bought them. I really want the entire Wrong Turn series with slips. So that's it. If anybody has any copies of the Wrong Turn series hanging around with slipcovers, let me know. Because I've only got the first two. That's the thing. When you start buying something with the slips covers, you want the slip covers on all of them. With for me, I bought the second Wrong Turn first. I really liked the opening, and after that, I saw Wrong Turn everywhere, like the first one, but it didn't have this really cool slip cover. And it's one of those cases where the slip cover is actually different than the cover, so you really want it more because it's shiny and it's different artwork. My better half's not a big fan of this because she really doesn't like Eliza Dushku, and I do not understand. Eliza Dushku is a great actress. Actually, I almost had a chance to meet her, but she didn't show up at a convention this time around, which was unfortunate. Well, it was fortunate for my pocketbook because I would have had to get an autographed picture of her, being such a big fan that I am. So, next up, we're getting through this, is the movie Pin, by based on a book by Andrew Niederman. This is the original Seville edition with widescreen and audio commentary and theatrical trailer. I love this movie. David Hewlett does a great job in this. Long before he was in Stargate. This is a cool double feature. I think one of them maybe like is a cut version or something cut out of it. But I'm looking for these films for a long, long time. They're really hard to find, and they were Cherry Falls and Terror Track. So still the only way to get them. I've got the Something Weird video edition of Basket Case, which I think might be to print now. I'm not sure. This one's one that I know is out of print, and it only comes in the archive edition nowadays. This is the Night of the Lepus, not the archive edition, no, the actual original edition. And Killer Bunny Rabbits, that's what Lepus is. This is one I'm really proud of, Curse 2. It's a hard find, but I finally found it. So got this one from Britain, and I want to get, my dad gave it to me, and I want to get the Criterion one down the road because it's such a good film, but even if I did, I'd probably hang on to this because this is a sexy cover for this movie, and it's a much better cover for it than the Criterion edition. Cronus. This one was given me for free. I think I liked it when I saw it in theater. Well, or I tolerate it anyway. Idle Hands. It's kind of worked on me. A favorite of mine from when I was a kid, scared the crap out of me when I was younger. Not sure how much it would scare me now, but I remember this being a solid, really well-acted film. And it's Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. I always recommend this to people when they ask me what are some of the best horror movies that came on TV. That's one of them. Next up is John Carpenter's Collector's Edition of The Thing. Why this edition, not the Blu-ray edition? Because apparently this edition has more. Castle Wax. I actually had this on another set, but I had to grab this one because this one here actually includes a 1933 edition of it. Because this one is the flipper disc. I managed to find this one for like $2 at a thrift shop, which is pretty cool. And it's the same place that I found them. Killer Ant movie. Freaked me out when I was a kid because I don't like insects, but fun movie. Haunting. Love these type movies. I went to buy some movies, some Disney movies off this guy, and he had this movie included there. And I picked it up, snapped it up right away. Got some little features on it, like commentary, ghost stories, stuff like that. Like this guy. Next up is The Most Dangerous Game by Ray Harryhausen, and of course it's the 75th anniversary edition by Legend Films. I think Criterion put one out as well, but this has been pretty good for me so far. I love Ray Harryhausen. Next one, it was given to me. I gotta watch this. I haven't seen this one in years. From a fantastic YouTuber and a filmmaker, and that is the movie Midnight. And he made the film Billy. So if you haven't seen my Billy review, check it out. And just go check out the Billy, the short horror film. You'll find this channel. Great stuff. Midnight's the movie with that was written and directed by John Russo, who worked on Ned Living Dead. This is the one that took me a long time to find, and it's the VCI edition of Blood and Black Lace, the 2-disc edition. I knew the edition I wanted, and this one was it. This is the 1950-something remake of the movie Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Very different film. I did like it, and Glennis Jones is in it. I like her a lot. Dana Hurley, of course, who we know from Halloween 3. A movie that my better half saw years ago, and one that I saw in theater, and it freaked her out too, and it is Dreamscape. Yes, it was that creepy-looking, what was the guy, Snake Guy? A recent find, and I'm really proud to find this one. The commentary on each of the two films. This is a double feature. It's Village of the Damned and Children of the Damned. Love these movies. And great stuff. 13 Ghosts, the original. William Castle. And I love William Castle. I actually got to see William Castle movies in the theater. In one of those, when they do like a weekend showing of like a lot of different movies. When I was very, very young. So I actually got to have my seat shocked. I like to tell people that, but I actually didn't get mine shocked. The person like 2 seats down from me did. I didn't get mine shocked. I was not lucky enough. But I did get to see some movies with kind of gimmicky stuff. We are slowly getting through this. I know what you did last summer, saw this in theater, I thought it was okay. Second one I like too, which I also saw in theater. The third one, oh my god, oh my god. Boogeyman, the Killer compilation. I really had high hopes for this. It's not a very good compilation, but I have fun with it. Actually, the fight compilation is a little better. I bought this one for the commentary. The movie is meh, but it's fun. It's a fun little film, I guess. Hell High. It's got a Joe Bob Briggs commentary, so I love Joe Bob Briggs. Ghost Ship, a movie that had such a good opening that it kind of ruined the rest of the film by having such a good opening. But it's a widescreen edition. It's got some great features. I enjoyed it. Next one was Laser Blast. It was an early, I think it's McDowell. Roddy McDowell's in this one. Let's see. Yeah, Roddy McDowell, Keenan Wynn. Yeah. This is an early Charles Band film. Very cheesy, very fun. Here's one that a lot of people didn't like, but I really had fun with it. And it's from the director of the Final Destination, of all things. And it is Shark Night. So I like these kind of cheesy shark films. But this one, I really did like it. I like the cast. The cast was fun. I like all these different types of sharks. It was just really silly. Speaking of silly shark films with really bad special effects and probably one of the worst lines or best lines, depending on of all time. And should I repeat the line from this film? No, I shouldn't. I have younger people that watch my videos. This is Shark Attack 3, Megalodon. It's a really fun film with John Barrowman, who played Captain Jack Harkness in both Doctor Who and the series Torchwood. And if you're a fan of Desperate Housewives, who's in that for season 2. But anyway, there's a line that he says. Look it up. I can't. Not on my channel. Cat People Original Edition. I have the Blu-ray. This has some features that the Blu-ray doesn't have. Blu-ray is a really good transfer, though. But I will keep both of them. But Natasha Kinski, I was completely in love with her when I was a kid. Can you blame me? She is one beautiful, beautiful woman. The Fly 2, which is the sequel to The Fly. Why did I grab this one? Am I a real big fan? It's an okay movie. But the biggest thing on this one here is there's an in-depth documentary chronicling the entire Fly movie franchise. So if you want the best features, I'm talking about all the Fly movies, even the old ones, you gotta have this one here. It's a 2-disc edition. Some really cool stuff. I really love it. Next up is Identity. Saw that in theater. Thought it was a really good movie. Recently picked it up. My Bloody Valentine Special Edition. This is the one with the extra footage and some kind of cool stuff on it. I love this movie. I remember seeing it. I think I saw it in theater when I was young. It's shot in Nova Scotia, which is very close to where I live. Just the problem's over, actually, just a boat ride. Mute Witness was another one that I thought was a really fun film. Very different, very Hitchcockian. When I was at the Ottawa Comic Con, I picked up some independent horror. I will always buy independent horror at Comic Cons because, it doesn't matter, good or bad, I gotta check them out. And The Legend of Psychotic Forest Ranger. Look at this cover. Couldn't you not pick up this cover? I mean, is he acting good in this movie? No. But you know what? I was entranced the entire time. Dumbfounded by this. But the guy said he liked the movie Psycho Cop, and he was kind of like riffing on that. And if that's the case, good job. Good job, man. Good job. Extras 2, The Heretic. Paid 50 cents for one of the worst sequels of all time. But gotta have it in my collection. John Borman. Here's one that nobody talks about. Ever. And it bombed big time when it came out. But I liked it. And it's by Mary Lambert. The In Crowd. It's kind of a psychological thriller. Just didn't find its audience back then. Movies are going in a different direction. Here's another one I like that unfortunately didn't find its audience back in the day. I thought it was a really fun film, and that's Tales from the Hood. Here's the film that I think is the most criminally underrated slasher film of the last, 20 years or so, and that is Valentine. This movie, it's got a pretty cast, but it's a really good film. It's got a guy that really respects the horror genre, Jamie Blanks, who had done Urban Legend before this. But you really want to make an old school 80s slasher film, and this is a very old school 80s slasher film. Unfortunately, people that said they like slasher films probably watched stuff like Scream and that, and didn't know what a real slasher film was when they watched this, and they complained. Picked up, of course, Dimension Extreme's Mother of Tears. I'm a huge Argento fan. It's an instant cult classic, and if you don't believe me, it says so right there. And who can argue with the movie, with the advertisements on a movie thing? It's got to be true, right? Drag Me to Hell, own this one because it's got a beautiful slipcover. That's what, and it's very shiny. It's an okay movie, not Sam Raimi's best in my opinion. A lot of people love this movie, think it's an instant classic, but it doesn't have instant classic on it. The other one did. But it's got the unrated director's cut here, and the theatrical cut on there as well. It's an okay movie. Didn't like the ending. All right, let's get cracking to the next one. This is going to be a long video, guys. I could be cutting this and editing it and being all fancy, but I'm like, shake that. I want to make a long video. Amityville 4, Evil Escapes. TV movie. Hard to find. Witchboard, The Possession. It sucks, but I like the Witchboard movies. One from my friend TJ Pyramid. And I did a review of this one actually. The Expelled. I haven't watched this one yet. In the House of Flies, I've heard like mixed reviews on this. Heard some people say it's fantastic. Other people say it's not the greatest. I want to check it out. And of course, from the guy that did Dracula, he also played Sherlock Holmes. So, kind of want to do an old school Sherlock Holmes. So I want to check this out, see what kind of job he's done. I'm a really big Sherlock Holmes fan. Graveyard Alive. My dad gave that one to me as a freebie. So, but I hear it's a decent film. Headspace is another free one I got, but I've heard really good stuff about this. The cast was really intriguing. Olivia Hussey, Udo Kier, D. Wallace Stone, Sean Young, William Atherton. It's got a big cast. This one here is another one that, oh boy. It's a movie. I don't know. I reviewed this once. Devil's Night. Danielle Harris. You just gotta see it. I can't explain it to you. This one I found at a Piper's, which doesn't normally carry movies. Every once in a while they carry like some for like buck movies and stuff like that. And it's actually a 4-pack. It's got like 2 discs, 2 double feature ones. And the reason though I picked it up was for this right up here. Dario Argento's Phantom of the Opera, and yes, it's uncut and widescreen, so really cool. Another one from my good friend TJ Pyramid, and that is Death from Above. He knows I'm a huge wrestling fan. It's got Sid Vicious, Kurt Angle, and Tom Savini, who I got to meet and was really impressed with. H.P. Lovecraft's Dagon. I get everything that I see that has Lovecraft's name on it. This is one of those midnight horror packs. I picked it up because I love the movie Meridian. It's a full moon film. I did not pick it up for Evil Bong because I hated that movie. It's got Witchcraft 13. I'm trying to get the Witchcraft movies. This one I picked up back in the day that didn't have any of these movies. Now I've got 2 of these movies on Scream Factory editions, but the other 2 I still need to get, so I still got to keep this pack around. Funhouse, Phantasm 2, which I both have, both of those. Serpent in the Rainbow, and yeah, that's actually the title of the film. Scream Theater, my dad gave this to me because Neil was eyeing it up in his collection, and it has some movies that I really wanted. The Night Creatures on this, Scream Bloody Murders on this, Twilight People's on this, The Vampire Happening, but most of all, Alice, Sweet Alice is on this, and I love Alice, Sweet Alice. Next up, every year in Montreal, they have a series, they have a kind of a Spasm Film Festival. It's like short horror films, and horror science fiction type thing, and this is a Spasm box set. Now, they will let you pick anything out of there, so I take one of them out and put them somewhere else. What I did get and put in place of it was this, and I bought it from the other table actually, and just because I had an empty space in here, put it in here. It is the Demon Divas and the Lanes of Domination, and Amy Lynn Best is in this, and Brink Stevens, Debbie Rochon, Robin Griggs, like a lot of the big name, like lower budget horror movie actors. Amy Lynn Best actually autographed this. She seemed kind of, not she was not nice, she was just seemed very tired at the time she was doing it. So I didn't take up much time like speaking to her and stuff like that. Because, you know, they're doing this all day at a convention. You got to give them some slack sometimes. Some people go in to a convention and they feel like that they're owed something. And I understand you pay your money, you want to get in, you want to get your autograph, you want people to be nice to you and stuff like that. But don't go in with that self-serving attitude, because I don't know, if I was there, I was at Robert Englund's line, and I'll tell you as I do this. I was at Robert Englund's line, and there's this guy right behind me, and he had like about 25 or 30 things. It was obvious he knew nothing about Robert Englund or the Nightmare on Elm Street series. The only thing this guy knew was that, hey, Nightmare on Elm Street was a popular series. I guess he should get a bunch of stuff and get it autographed so we can sell it on eBay. And you could tell that's what he was doing. He had no interest in Robert Englund, had no interest in the movie series. He just wanted to get his stuff autographed so he could get out there and sell that on eBay. Yeah, that was me. I would honestly not autograph this stuff, because I know, yes, he has every right to do what he wants with it. It's his money, he can take it and sell it and all that. But conventions are put there for people that really care about the people that they're going to see, and they spend a lot of money and a lot of time and effort to go there, and so do these people. This is how they make a lot of their money. Sometimes when they become like pigeonholed in certain roles or certain characters that they're known for. And guys like that make those people not want to go to conventions, make them think that everybody is somebody that wants a piece of them, and that really pisses me off. Wow. See, when we don't edit, we get all these diatribes. Cult Terror Cinema, really cool one. It's got the hearse on it. I remember seeing that when I was a kid. It scared the crap out of me. Bloodlust, Babysitter, Horror High, some great stuff. This one here I picked up because it had a bunch of really cool, freaky movies on it. It's got a clown movie, and I hate clowns, so I knew it would scare the shit out of me. Next up is Tourist Trap. I have the Blu-ray of this one, but the Blu-ray is cut, and this one's not. This one actually has more than the Blu-ray. There's a big controversy there. The Puppet Master collection, the first 9 Puppet Master films are on here, on like 2 discs or 3 discs or something like that. 2 discs. Bloodbath. I picked up this one because I like the actress here. She's like a low-budget indie actress. What's her name? She did a few movies on here. Fiona Horsey. I really like her stuff, and they had a lot of her stuff on here. Blood-Soaked Cinema. How could I not get this? Look at this, guys. It's all indie stuff. So, is there anything here that I knew? Dead and Rotting. It was a good movie. That's with Debbie Rochon. That one I knew. The rest of them were all like more indie stuff that I did not know. The next 3 are ones I got from. Have you ever seen Cinema Sicknesses movies videos? Well, he had some like doubles, and I bought them off him. Actually, he's really good about getting them fast. I got to say, we don't agree on like our taste in movies, but he seems to be like a really genuine guy. I got from him Trancers 3, Trancers 2, and Trancers. And it comes in these Full Moon Archive sets, because somebody had sent him these Full Moon Archive ones, but he bought the set. He found them at a store. I'm a huge Trancers fan, so I'm always on the lookout for these films. I'm a huge Full Moon fan. I grew up with Full Moon stuff. When I went to college, that's what we watched. We all would like get the Full Moon movies on the weekends and like marathon. Speaking of which, I won a contest about a year or so ago. Killjoy 3 was the prize, the Full Moon contest. Carnival of Souls, the original. I'm waiting for get a good edition of this. I think was it Criterion? Is it? Criterion is Carnival of Souls, right? Yeah, I gotta get that one. Brainiac is the one I actually bought for my better half. It's one of these Mexican horror movies, very cheesy. I thought you'd get a kick out of it. And just look at that, guys. Yeah. Wasn't that fun? Really bad trilogy. I'm a really big fan of bad, horrible films, and this is right on the top of the horrible list. The Camp Blood trilogy. Yeah, I think I paid $1.50 for it. The Faceless Monster, Barbara Steele. I love Barbara Steele. Beautiful woman. This was by Retro Media. Retro Media stuff is harder to come by nowadays. For some reason. Subspecies, the first three. I think there's a fourth one, and there's of course the Vampire Journalist. But I enjoyed the first movie. Other ones are okay. Ichi prequel, Ichi 1 prequel to Ichi's the Killer. It's a film. I haven't watched it yet. Stories of a Gravedigger. Hilariously horrible. It is really horrible movie. And Curse of the Voodoo. Well, the Voodoo and Elite Entertainment. Is it a good movie? I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. Got a lot of movies that I've yet to watch, and have not watched. And that's why I have so many of these damn things, because every time I think I'm going to go and watch a bunch of them, what happens is I end up finding a bunch more. And then I get stuck behind. One of these days when I'm retired, I'll sit down with my better half and we'll watch a bunch of horror movies together, because we're probably too senile to care. One of my favorites is coming up, guys. So, when I was getting stuff to review and stuff like that, we did the horror channel, the Halloween we did last year. This is one I was going to review, but I didn't end up doing it. It's called Jekyll plus Hyde. Kind of a sci-fi version of Jekyll and Hyde. I knew that Bree Turner was in this, and she's kind of cute. But I don't know anything about the films. I love the Goosebumps series. My son grew up with that. Not me, of course, I'm too old. But love them. They're fun little things you watch. Skinned Alive, one I got for free. Apparently it's not an easy find nowadays. I bought the, of course didn't buy it, it was given to me, the Anvil collection. This was the first one. I got this because the new one doesn't have this Anvil Confidential disc that has some history channel documentaries, which I like. Also have Tremors, the Attack Pack, which I probably should upgrade to Blu-ray, but really, is there a difference for Tremors? Let me know. Leprechaun, the trilogy, the first three, are probably the only ones that count, except for Leprechaun Space, but I'll buy the gore set down the road. Full Moon's Grindhouse set, this is my favorite, one of my favorites. It's got Film Gore, which is a bunch of gore, Zombie Thon, which is a bunch of zombie things, and Savage Island, which is the reason I got it. It's got Delirium, House on the Edge of the Park by Ruggero Deodato, and Beyond the Darkness. This House on the Edge of the Park is probably the only Deodato film I'll have in my collection, because I'm not cool with his Cannibal Holocaust animal killing thing. Not at all, actually. I don't think there's anything cool about that. Nightmare on Elm Street collection, still one of my favorites. Love the way this was done. Part 7, still the most underrated of the Nightmare on Elm Street films. So I get these put back now. I get more, and hopefully you guys are like sticking with me here and not saying, oh my god, is this ever going to end? Hopefully we're both finding with some cool movies that I have here that I had probably forgotten about. And trust me, there's a lot here I've forgotten about. So this has been actually one of my longest videos. It's going to turn out to be my longest video of all time. And let's have fun with it. Although I have it on Blu-ray now, I also have the original special edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre the beginning. Also have Texas Chainsaw Massacre the Next Generation. This is the Canadian edition. Did you guys in America get it yet? And there's Leatherface, the unrated edition and rated edition, both together. And now let's see some crap stuff. Freddy vs. Jason. For me, this is the worst Friday the 13th film ever made. Jason's not in it at all. It's just kind of like a Frankenstein monster wannabe. Jason X, which I had fun with. Horrible ending, but a fun little film. Jason Goes to Hell was pure crap, but the commentary is fantastic. The others, you know, it's a ghost story. I found it fun. Some people liked it, some people didn't, but I thought, you know, it's kind of low-key. The next three were ones that, for a while, looked like they were going to be taken off the market, so I grabbed them as fast as I could. And they had giallos on them. Deadly Fiends collection, which is The Case of the Bloody Irish, Your Vice's Locked Room and Only I Have the Key, which is Sergio Martino, one of my favorites. Death Laid an Egg, and Death is Dark's Friend. The Dark is Death's Friend. We have The Red Queen Kills 7 Times, The Fifth Chord, which I have on its own, by the way. 7 Notes in Black, which I think is called The Psychic as well. And Don't Torture Duckling. Both those are Fulci films. Deep Red, which I have a really good edition of. This is probably the cut version. Cat o' Nine Tails, which I also have a better version of. 7 Bloodstained Orchids, I wanted this one for, and Short Night of Glass Dolls, which is, I think, done, has Barbara Boucher in it. This freaks my better half out. See that eye? Whoa. Anyway, so this is the Twisted Terror collection. You put it like a 4-pack or 5-pack, like a thin case thing. This is the actual original one with From Beyond the Grave, cool Amicus film, Deadly Friend, of course, Wes Craven. This is uncut, by the way. Eyes of a Stranger, again, uncut, and that's John Carpenter. Or no, someone's watching me, John Carpenter, I think. No, one of them's still. What the hell? Okay. One of these movies is John Carpenter. Which one are you? Someone's watching me, John Carpenter. I knew he was in there somewhere. Dr. Giggles, which I saw in theater. And The Hand, which I also saw in theater. Michael Caine. Don't blink, guys. Michael Caine will think your acting is horrible. But, don't worry, we're getting up there. And for this one, I think I'm just going to make this the DVDs. Do the Blu-rays on another one, because holy shit, this is going to be a long video. I probably could have taken these all out and done them that way. But, this is more fun, and it makes me work more. I've been doing the Xbox Fitness workout at night, and I find it really, really fun. Okay, I have gotten Tina, Native Creeper Monster Squad, is going to appreciate this, and so will Ruth Ashley, actually. The Vincent Price MGM Scream Factory. Scream Legends collection, done before the new ones came out. I have the Fly collection, very cool. Original movies. I have the Val Lewton Horror Collection. Love these. It's got this is one with the extra documentary by Martin Scorsese. I'm a huge Val Lewton fan. Have Fox Horror Classics, both volumes. It has Lodger, Undying Monster, and Hangover Square. The second one has Shandu, the Magician, Dragonwick, which is really, really good. Dr. Renault's Secret, which is actually my favorite of one. Next up is the exclusive to Canada Ginger Snaps trilogy, because I wanted parts 1, 2, and 3. I really got to get these. I'm going to order the Scream Factory edition, probably from Amazon.com. I'll probably do it and get Without Warning at the same time, because those are the 2 ones that I really want to pick up. But this is a really cool edition, so I'll open it up to show you guys. It has, no, it doesn't have a lot of features on it, but the first 3 films, you know, and done like this. I'm a really big fan of the sequel, so I was really hoping the Scream Factory will put out all 3 of them, so maybe they will down the road. But for now, this is the only way I'm going to get parts 2 and 3. Great stuff. Another series I want to see come out. I know the first one's out on Blu-ray and I really want it really bad. And it's the Prom Night collection. It's all 4 of them. The first one, Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2, Prom Night 3, The Last Kiss, and Prom Night 4, Delivers from Evil, which is actually very fun. And speaking of the cheesy stuff, the Roger Corman collection. Gas, The Trip, The Young Racers, The Wild Angels, A Bucket of Blood, Bloody Mama, The Premature Burial, and X Samantha X-Ray Eyes. I bought it for the last 2. There's some cool stuff on there, aside from that. So, getting this stuff back is always the issue. Just so you know, guys, my throat is going on me right now. I'm hoping to get through all the movies here very, very soon, because I don't think I can go much longer talking-wise. This is the longest video I've ever made. And I gotta say, hope to God this uploads. So I'm going to take it so many at a time here. on the shelf to do it faster. Boris Karloff's Target's one of the last movies he ever made. It's a fantastic film. Really recommend it. Bought this for my better half before we got together because she's a really big fan of the actor Hugh Jackman, and that's Van Helsing. It's the really cool thing about this edition is that I had the original Wolfman, Frankenstein, and Dracula on here, included as bonus features. Also, speaking of which, I have the Dracula Legacy Collection with all the Dracula films, the Frankenstein one, the Wolfman one, the Mummy one, and the Invisible Man one. The only one I'm missing is, unfortunately, the Creature from the Black Lagoon one. I have not been able to find that one. I did have it once upon a time, but my dad is a huge fan and he couldn't find it himself. So I gave my original copy of Creature from the Black Lagoon Legacy series to my dad. Because he likes that stuff a lot, and I knew he'd appreciate it. The Kino American Silent Horror Collection has some great stuff. The Man Who Laughs, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the John Barrymore version, Cat and the Canary, The Penalty, and one of the most fantastic documentaries I've ever seen, Kingdom of Shadows. So make you want to watch every silent film out there. Inner Sanctum Mysteries, of course, with the legendary Lon Chaney Jr. himself. Universal Horror Classic Movie Archives. I remember me and my son Matthew and him watched these when he first came to St. John's. The Karloff Lugosi Horror Collection. The Bela Lugosi Collection. The last one I found was the Icons of Horror Collection, which I really needed to get. It's got The Man Who Could Not Hang, and Before I Hang on here, The Black Room, and The Boogeyman Will Get You. Of course, there's the Boris Karloff collection as well. This is the one. I had two of these, and I traded one copy to a good friend of mine who does is it Nerds Radio with 3, Chris Horton. Now, getting these back. Boris Karloff. One of my favorite short videos that I saw early on in the YouTube community was a video called Boris Karloff or something like that. It's all about this guy that's talking about how much he knows about horror movies, and to this guy who's really annoying the hell out of. And he talks about that great film actor Boris Karloff. So I just found it really funny. Out of context, I'm thinking, they may not sound really funny, but trust me, it is. Next up, we have Peter Jackson's The Frighteners. Love this movie. Dead Alive, Peter Jackson, fantastic film. I kick ass for the Lord. I kick ass for the Lord, right? Yeah. So, Slither by James Gunn. Bride of the Gorilla. Edward Wood's Bride of the Monster. Pull the String, Pull the String. If you like movies like Father's Day and that, you're gonna love Astron 6. Trauma's Coming Distractions. It's a trailer tape. They're now very hard to find. Witchcraft 666 from Trauma. Well, they produced it. Where Evil Lives with Claude Akins. There's nothing out there. If you can get your hands on this movie, I absolutely, seriously, severely recommend it. Fantastic film. And I have to check this here because I had a message. Okay. The Children, great film. Pigs, I haven't watched it. I saw it when I was younger, but I've never seen it since about it. The Sexy Box, actually really good stuff. 4 like 80s comedies that you watch probably when you're a teenager, and well, I did when I was a teenager, and actually some pretty good stuff. The best one here I found was First Turn On, which is really funny. Mad Dog Morgan, with, of course, Dennis Hopper at his craziest. Combat Shock, I love this cover for it. Joe Spinell's last horror film, really cool stuff. Where James Gunn got his start at. Yes, it's Romeo and Juliet. If you see him like writing on these, that's because I got to meet the actor, of course, himself, and director and producer, Lloyd Kaufman. Poltergeist, which is also written on by Lloyd Kaufman and one of the actors from it. And of course, it's the traumatic edition for It's the 30 years of real independence, the 21st anniversary of Toxic Avenger. Oh man, that's my traumas. Now we're getting into more of my franchisey stuff. By franchise, I mean company, not franchise. I have no idea how long this video has gone on now, but it seems like forever. Is it forever, Hind? Has it gone on forever yet? Alright. Scorpion releasing on DVD. Nothing But the Night. Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. If I see those two names on it, I buy it. The Devil Within Her. Donald Pleasance does a fantastic job in this movie. And Joan Collins is in it. And I was in love with Joan Collins. Her and Stephanie Beacham, we were going to have a big three-person house together. Live in decadence. The teenage years. House on Soroy Row, one of my favorite slasher movies of all time. Love this edition. The Steel book for Steel one for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, original one from Dark Sky Films. I will be getting a second edition of this soon because they're coming up with a nice, cool Blu-ray. My Sucky Teen Romance. This was actually Falagar, good old Sammy, and Sammy and TJ both had this one here and made me get it because it's really cool that the girl worked on this one. Eaten Alive, which is a really good film, and apparently this is going to come on the new edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a really fun film. The Devil's Rain, cheesy as hell, gotta love it. We got William Shatner, Ida Lupino, John Travolta, Eddie Albert, Ernest Borgnine, Tom Skerritt. Big cast. Night of the Creeps. Tina will know this movie. The Monster Squad. Tina will know this movie. Like I said before, I had this one on its own as well. The Blue-Red Underground edition of The Fifth Chord. The Blue Underground edition of City of the Living Dead, because I love Fulci stuff. The Sergio Martino film, Mountain of the Cannibal God. The cheesy Peter Cushing, Brooke Adams movie Shockwaves. The Fulci film Conquest, which I have a t-shirt of. Mario Bava's last film, Shock. I love this cover. I think it was his last film. The Prowler, one of my favorite slashers, another of my favorite slashers. One of my favorite giallos of all time, Torso. The only thing more terrifying than the first 10 minutes. Or the last 10, or last 15, something like that. Anyway, it's cool. Suspiria, Dario Argento, love this one. And Living Dead on the Manchester Morgue. Really stupid title for a really freaking good movie. All Blue Undergrounds, as you can tell. Now, what has amazed me here is I've been putting these back, and you have not heard any like, ah, God, I can't believe I dropped it type things. Which is probably going to happen now because I probably shouldn't have jinxed myself by saying that. Oh my God. So, Black Xmas. The original Black Christmas, which is actually really good. The limited edition, number 1,429 of 50,000. Bad taste. The Osterman Weekend. Love this. Love this kind of slippy cover. Lucio Fulci collection, which actually only has Manhattan Baby in it, because New York Ripper I didn't have. Sammy did give me the Blu-ray of that one. Thank you, Sammy. And also has the DVD of Life Force from Scream Factory. I got Defcon 4, Sword and Sorcerer with Lee Horsley from TV. The Guardian, this is actually a pretty expensive one right now. Dead and Breakfast, I watch this every once in a while because it's just really fun. This is another one I think is kind of rare now. The Man Who Fell to Earth, David Bowie. Night Stalker, Night Strangler, double feature. WrestleManiac. 25th anniversary edition of Halloween Divimax. Circus of Horrors, it's a cool one. Silent Night, Deadly Night, the original uncensored edition, before the double feature came out. Phantasm 4. Phantasm 3, and Phantasm, why not Phantasm 2? Because that's in my Screen Factory editions. So, you guys are going to probably take me almost up to the time that I have to watch Doctor Who. So maybe we'll all be watching it together. Or maybe you'll be like, oh my god, I can't believe this guy made an hour-long video about his movies. But I did. And I don't want to break this down in two, so here we go. Bob Clark's Murder by Decree. Parasite. House. Evil Dead 2. Hellraiser 2. Hills of Eyes, the 2-disc edition, because it's the only one you should get. Beastmaster, by of course, Don Coscarelli. Real fun film, Beyond the Mask. Left in Darkness, haven't seen this one yet. Sunday, Deadly Night double feature, because, you know, part 2 is the best one. Case of the Bloody Iris. Evil Dead Ultimate Edition. Mara Baba Collection Volume 2 from Anchor Bay. And the Ultimate Edition of course, Dawn of the Dead, because everybody needs that one in their collection. What? Oh, I know. I can't. I got. Which ones? Yes, Demon Seed. I have the original Demon Seed, not the archived edition, which is pretty cool. Which one? Dead End? Yeah, there's a few other ones that I got there that I'm not going to get into. I'm just getting into my horror shelves right now. So, here we go. Storm Warning, Jamie Blanks, really good film. Cutting Class, really bad film, but I love it. One of the early Brad Pitts. Really cool horror collection. It's got Waxworks, 976 Evil 2, Ghoulies 3, Unholy, Chud 2, Chopping Mall, I love Chopping Mall, Slaughter High, and Class of 1999. One that my dad got me is a really cool one, Mausoleum, which I like, and Blood Sign, Frankie Avalon's a killer. Grindhouse one I got from England, great trailer tape. Rocky Picture Show, Shock Treatment. Ned Living Dead remake with Tom Savini. Psychomania, Fencing for a Song. Mansion of Madness, I love, love, love Mon Macabre. Unfortunately, where I live, there are no Mon Macabre, and I've only been able to buy one. Here's another one that's hard for me to get. Rare Video. I've managed to get Waves of Lust and Murder Obsession. There's only two I've been able to find so far. A good friend of mine picked up for me The Howling 2, Your Sister's Aware Of, which was amazing, and I love that movie. Lord of Illusions. The original Last House on the Left. Jeff Lieberman's Squirm, of course. After Midnight, because I like anthologies, good or bad. Cannot wait till Scream Factory puts the Scarecrows out on Blu-ray. The special edition of Silence of the Lambs by MGM. And Manhunter, of course, which I actually like better than Silence of the Lambs. Sacrilege! Burn the witch! But I did. And we are almost finished. Because if there's any more, I ain't freaking doing them now. I need tea, and I need a voice, and I'm losing both. But not the tea, I just opened up some imported tea from England. It's just pretty cool. So here we go, guys. Edge of Sanity, Anthony Perkins. It's kind of a Jekyll and Hyde thing. The Brood by, oh my god, I can't believe this. Ava Reed, of course, this one's by, I am so tired, David Cronenberg. Phantom of the Opera, they're putting this in on Blu-ray, cannot wait to see that with the Roger England version. Shredder, cheesy slasher film. Leviathan. And Anvil 2. Possession. Oh god. Club Dread, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and Killer Tomatoes Strike Back. There's a France one too. I don't have that. Morons from Outer Space. Alien from LA, The Man from Planet X, The Angry Bird Planet, Premature Burial, and Mask of the Red Death, Beast Within, and Bat People. I was looking at Beast Within tonight. I really want to get that Blu-ray, actually. Devils of Darkness and Witchcraft, Deranged and Motel Hell, The Attic and Crawl Space, Countess Dracula and the Vampire Lovers, Monster That Challenged the World, People That Time Forgot, Pit and the Pendulum, Invaders from Mars, Vincent Price and Tab Hunter, War Gods of the Deep. And that is my horror movie collection from over there, at least, without my Blu-rays and my Scream Factors, my Arrows, and whatever put in. But for me right now, this has gone over an hour and 4 minutes, so it is time for tea. And thank you if you stayed with me for this long. comment in the video down below and say the word torso. There. See if you're a Martino fan. And that you actually watch this. Torso.